seeing you. So you know there are over 700 public elementary schools in New York City, but everybody wants to know which one is the best and what can you do to help your child get in. Here with what you need to know is DNAinfo.com education editor Julie Shapiro. Also joining us is the website's mental health contributor, licensed clinical social worker Morris Cohen. He has details on how you can prep the kids for this year's increasingly difficult Common Core tests. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning. Good morning.
First off, let's start with which are the best schools in New York City?
Well, what we did is we looked at the percentage of fourth graders that passed the new harder English language arts test this year.
Okay.
Now, across the city, just less than 30% passed, but at some of these schools, more than 90% passed.
Wow.
Nest on the Lower East Side, Anderson on the Upper West Side, really doing well.
So is it any surprise that the gifted and talented schools rise to the top in this?
It's true. The gifted and talented schools do test the kids before they get in, so it's not entirely surprising those kids would do the best. But we did see a lot of very strong zoned neighborhood schools. PS 199 on the Upper West Side, Park Slopes PS 39 did very well, even though they accept everyone in their zone who lives there.
So let's talk about more of an average kid. Say your kid doesn't test off the charts like these other kids do. What is a top school for them? How do you figure that out?
Well, it's a little bit tricky for elementary schools because mostly you go to the zone school in your neighborhood. So you could pick a school zone and then try to move there to get in. You also can move to one of the neighborhoods that don't have any zone schools. So the Lower East Side's District 1, you can pick any school in the neighborhood to attend. That gives you a little bit more choice.
Moving is a little bit drastic, though.
It is a little bit drastic. So you can look at some magnet school programs.
Okay.
And you also can look at some places where you can where there are extra seats available. Williamsburg and Greenpoint. Often the zone schools don't entirely fill up with neighborhood kids, so there are extra seats available for kids from outside the zone.
When do you need to be applying?
Not yet, so don't worry about it just yet.
Okay, take a breath. Take a breath. Enjoy the end of summer before
you don't have to worry
back.
about it till January, February.
Okay,
so don't worry.
And now, Morris, let's talk about these tests. This has created a lot of anxiety with parents, especially when they saw the results of this, and I'm sure that gets transferred to the kids, especially when they see what the score is. What can you do? A third of kids did not even pass the Common Core test. What can you do to sort of reassure parents and children at this point?
Well, I think, the first thing to do is not to panic, that this is an adjustment, that the system is adjusting to the new Common Core standards.
That's what Bloomberg and the school's chancellor said.
Yeah, and I think it's a good point. Also, you want to make sure that your child is not internalizing these results as a reflection on who they are as people or how intelligent they are, that this is just, it's just one test. Yeah, it's just one test, but it's a small slice of the intelligence pie.
Okay, so then how do we motivate them? Because now if they have scored poorly, we want to, do all of that, hopefully. Say it's just one test that you're looking at in the broad spectrum, but how do we motivate them to get ready for the next round?
Well, I think coming up with a plan of action is really important for parents and students for parents to be working with their schools, with their teachers, the administrators, the parent coordinators. I think the more empowered that parents feel, the less anxious they're going to feel about their child's test results. And the calmer a parent can be, obviously, the more calm their child is going to be, because children obviously pick up on the adult's anxiety. So it's really important for all of us to be as relaxed as we can and to, basically have a plan of action that we can undertake with them to get them ready for the test.
And what if your kid did well or outperformed some of the other students? Should they go around gloating at this point or saying, that's it, I can skate now?
Yeah, nobody likes a sore winner. But I think it's important that the recent research suggests that you should praise the child on the effort, on the good work that they've done, how hard they worked, rather than saying, oh, you're so smart or you must be so intelligent. So that's what the recent research seems to suggest, that that's more important to keep kids motivated to accept the new challenges and want to keep working well.
And that's good for those that did extremely well on the test and those that still have room for improvement. Great advice. Morris Cohen and Julie Shapiro from DNAinfo.com. Thank you both for joining us. And for more on how to prep your kids for those Common Core tests, log on to pix11.com/morning.